about the evolution of it. I like how it started just from the singers, and then we added the drama, and the musicians to go along with it. I think that's it's such an interesting way to see how the singing Christmas tree has evolved, and it brings, I guess, a bit of a different element almost every year to it. How do you choose the international performers that you're bringing for the singing Christmas tree?
Well, Reverend Elsa actually works very closely with, she is a trained musician. And so she is the producer of the tree, and therefore her connections with artists. And it also boils down to when she does her review of the show each year, she will see, and get a feel for how the audience's reception. But she has had long-standing relationship with these artists. She's bringing back time and time again, and each year there is a surprise element. So this year we know there's a surprise element that we're not going to talk about.
Because I was just going to say, so what's the surprise element? Can you give us a hint? A bit of a hint.
Just know that we're going to be having some amazing musical instrument being thrown into the mix of things this year, that from you enter the Lions Center until throughout the show. So if you saw the show last year, think about that performance taken up by about 50% than what you saw last year. I promise that and we've been working on this, that the surprise element is going to knock everyone off their feet. There will be music in the air. Let's just say that. A lot of music in the air. And I'm talking about instrumentalists. I'm talking about pulling from traditional types of music, other cultures coming into the Cayman space and showcasing their angle of Christmas celebration from their native land. One year there was, and we're bringing this back this year, but this is just to mask the surprise in this, Love in Any Language, where we pull from different cultures around the world. So there would be costuming of people in their native dress wear, and they will be introducing themselves from the various countries. Some will be doing performances that are native. So
wait, and you call that Love in Any Language?
Love in Any Language.
What came with that theme? What brought up that theme?
Simply because of how the cultural variety. So we have people from the Philippines community. We have people from the Caribbean region. The Caribbean region is expansive. You have people living in Cayman from different parts of the world. The UK, people who are from Spain, people who are from the US. So what we do is we bring all of these cultures together in one space to showcase how they celebrate Christmas in their culture.
And why do you think that's important to showcase as part of the singing Christmas tree?
It is very crucial because Jesus came to save the whole world. And the essence of the Christmas tree is not just an artistic performance. It is also to bring the gospel of Jesus Christ to the lost and to remind us that Christ is the reason for Christmas. So we believe that because Jesus, John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world, we wanted to represent that his coming, his birth, his death and resurrection is symbolic for the entire world.
I love that. Now we got to go to a commercial break, but when we come back, I want you to tell us what some of your, I guess, a favorite memory that you can recall when other cultures are coming in to share a bit of how they celebrate Christmas. If you can think of through the years what one of your favorite memories is from experiencing another culture introduce what they do over the Christmas holidays at the Singing Christmas Tree event. But we're going to take a commercial break, so I'll give you a couple minutes to think about what that memory might be.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
Under Commissioner Cardinal, road and building development continue to grow on the islands. For a number of building projects, Commissioner Cardinal turned to the shipwright and builder, Mr. Rael B. Bodden. Bodden had a unique style, mixing local and imported materials, combining native hardwoods and hand-molded concrete blocks made with Jamaican cement. During the 1920s, Bodden had built the Wooden Peace Memorial Town Hall and the concrete and wood Elmsley Memorial Church. Bodden would also be involved in the construction of the public library and post office, which opened in 1939. During World War II, Real Bodden was commissioned by the U.S. Navy to build two 162-ton minesweepers. These commissions and the needs of the U.S. Navy greatly assisted with replenishing the government revenues.
The Rotary Central Music Extravaganza tickets are moving. Get your tickets now and win $40,000 grand prize, $4,000 second prize, and six $1,000 prizes. Tickets are $25 each. Get your tickets now from any Rotary Central member. Rotary Central ticket seller, eventpro.ky, Funky Tangs on Shedden Road, Rotarian Annie Rose Scott in Cayman Brack, A.L. Thompson Home Depot, Georgetown. You may be that lucky winner. Rotary Central, supporting more than 28 projects important to our community. The 29th Annual Rotary Central Music Extravaganza, Saturday, November 30th, Salty's Harbor Grill, Red Bay, the magic of Rotary, through Rotary Central.
Radio Cayman's historical vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future,
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance,
or protecting your family's household investment.
from our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
When it comes to keeping the office spotless, we rely on JGP Janitorial. With over 20 years of experience in office and business cleaning, they understand what it takes to maintain a professional environment.
Reliable, efficient, and priced right. GJP Janitorial is the smart choice for any business. For a free quote, call GJP Janitorial 548-1221. GJP Janitorial. Lose the mop. They'll clean the slop. That's 548-1221. Keep your business shining.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
Do you have a passion for shaping young minds? Cayman needs you. As a teacher, you have the power to inspire, uplift, and transform lives every day.
Being a teacher means more than just educating. It's about empowering, motivating, and guiding students to reach their full potential.
Set up to become a teacher. Empower the next generation of Caymanians. It's the most important work you'll ever do. To learn more, visit gov.ky/education.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning and welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and on this segment we are talking with Claudine. She's a member of the Singing Christmas Tree and also responsible for the marketing and communications that goes on every year with the Singing Christmas Tree that's put on by the First Assembly of God, Cayman Islands. Welcome back, Claudine. You still on the phone with us?
Yes, Kathy.
All right, awesome. Now you had a couple minutes to think about it. So are you able to share with us a memory of a favorite cultural learning moment that you experienced at the Singing Christmas Tree?
All right, so I'm going to put it into context, okay?
Okay.
I have recently joined the Singing Christmas Tree Committee.
Okay.
So there was a low-key experience there was none during COVID. Following COVID, we had. But I have the opportunity of interviewing Reverend Elsa Bob. We affectionately call her Sister Bob, and Pastor Bob, and have gone through several archival elements because we're putting together a Singing Christmas Tree commemorative magazine this year for the 10th anniversary, which we celebrated last year. So I was able to see a lot of footages. What captivated me from my research and experience is actually seeing the various cultures in their different forms. We're talking about as far as Africa. Our church, and not just our church, but, we say it is primarily staged by First Assembly of God, but all the churches in the Cayman Islands in some way, shape, or form have contributed to the Singing Christmas Tree. So we pull from the African culture, the very broad African culture, the Caribbean culture, as well as the Asian culture, the Filipino culture. And what amazes me is to see the different type of persons and their excitement to representing their own language, how they say Merry Christmas, how they introduce themselves. And to have this happening on one stage on an island like the Cayman Islands, it is just one of those amazing things that blew my mind away. It actually gave me a wider scope to see, in this small island, all of these people have converged. And this is exactly what happened at the Christmas story and the birth of Jesus Christ, where the star was in the east, where people from all over the world had to come to find this baby who was born in a manger. And that for me was an awesome experience, just looking back at the footages. And so just to say that there will be a Singing Christmas Tree magazine that will be available this year, and persons will get to experience that in picture form.
That's pretty big news, actually. You just kind of slipped that in there as if like, oh, by the way, we're doing the 10th anniversary commemorative magazine for the Singing Christmas Tree. So I think that's actually pretty huge, and that's a very big production. So I'm sure there's a lot of work that's going into that.
A lot of work goes into everything. We're talking about years and years and years. Different personalities, different flavors, different people come and go, and we have captured that in the magazine.
How will people get the magazine?
The magazine will be available on November 30th. So the show, there are 2 nights of the shows. November 30th at the Lions Center. That's Saturday, November 30th, and Sunday, December 1. Both shows start at 6 p.m. So there will be tables set up, and you can have access to get your copy of the magazine.
Okay, so November 30th and Sunday, December 1st at 6 p.m. And did you say at Lions Center it was going to be?
That's where we're returning this year. The show was there last year. It's fantastic. And we're returning there this year again.
Okay, excellent. So now we know the dates, we know the location. What will people expect when they first arrive? How will their night go for them?
Okay, so on Saturday evening, for sure, we will have, when persons arrive, we have this awesome musical entrance. Persons will know that the Christmas has officially begun in the Cayman Islands. And as you know, the Lions Center is an open venue, so the cool breeze is coming in. We have a violinist who will be greeting persons as they enter, with music going through the crowd. We will have our little elf helpers. We're not going to call them Santa's helpers, the Jesus helpers.
Okay.
Who will be ushering people in and handing them their programs and, making everyone feel welcome. There will be food on sale. That's something that people can get a refresher in the evening. They're coming. They want to sit down. And on Sunday, we have the pre-tree, which, that's a kid's performance. This is one element of the show that is right there to Sister Bob's heart. Where kids, dance, performance, musical instruments, all the elements that are in the main show. Now children are key in performing, and that's for the entire family. The event is free. It is great to just come out and just start the Christmas at the Lions Center on November 30 and December 1. No matter where you are in the Cayman Islands, there is space at the Lions Center because we have the entire facility for those 2 days.
I'm curious, Claudine, are you partnering with the Cayman Orchestra at all, or with the musicians that you're going to be have as part of the band? Or is that members from the church?
No, 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 no. That's what I said earlier, that it is far. It's not a First Assembly event, we say. We are the core organizers. However, we pull from persons. So we will have the UCCI dancers. We will have people from the Cayman Orchestra. We will have private musicians. We will have a band. All of those things are pulled from the Cayman. So it's not a church. It's not located just or pulled from church members or church persons. We're talking about the arts. And when we represent the arts, we're talking about the highest performers that we have on island and those we have coming in.
Got you. And I like that a lot because it isn't just choosing from that particular church. You're looking across the island for different talent and people from all sorts of different cultures. And I think when you were explaining the cultural aspect, seeing all the different cultures come in, represent who they are, what some of their Christmas traditions are, how they might say Merry Christmas, it's small things like that I think are so important to help us learn about each other and about all the different cultures that are in Cayman. Because there is a bit of, especially for the children, there's a bit of segregation when it comes to like the school system when you look at it. So the children don't always necessarily learn from the cultures that are different to theirs. So I like the fact that something like this will introduce a different learning aspect for them, but it's also entertainment and it's all about the spirit of Christmas and the holidays.
Yes, and it's also about Christ. I know we're short on time that's left. I'm looking at my watch.
Yeah, no problem.
But I just want to also mention quickly that the Ministry of Tourism and Ports have always been a major supporter of the Singing Christmas Tree.
Wonderful.
The Honorable Kenneth Bryan and his team, as well, he's now the Deputy Premier, so we just address him as that. The governor has always been a very big supporter of the Singing Christmas Tree. They've attended in person. They are very special guests. You know, you see them amongst the people, and you understand that Cayman is such an intimate community. And I also want to mention we've also pulled and have gotten support from the University of the Cayman Islands, their arts department and their students. They've participated in dance, dramas. Different churches across the Cayman Islands have come together. They form part of the tree. As this whole production has taken a lot of hands on deck to make it happen and make it happen so spectacularly every year. I just want to say the production of the Singing Christmas Tree actually starts from as early sometime as July or before that.
Oh, wow.
Pastor Bob and Sister Bob, they have worked tirelessly with the Singing Christmas Tree committee, long-standing members. We're also not ashamed to mention other sponsors and donors who've continued to lend their support to the Singing Christmas Tree. And if someone is out there and they are interested in sponsoring or donating to the Singing Christmas Tree, they can do so. It's not too late to reach out to someone. I'm going to give my number for control purposes, if it's okay with you.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So if you are interested in making a donation or sponsorship to the Singing Christmas Tree, please feel free to call us at 547-4924, 547-4924. And we couldn't have done it as well without financial support of all of those persons that I just mentioned.
Absolutely. And the sponsors that you had mentioned, all the partnerships that you have within the community, all the performers, it's all the attendees as well, of course. It's a big deal. And I just want to remind people of the dates again. November 30th and it's Sunday, December 1st. It's at 6 p.m. It's at the Lions Center. We've got to go to the 8 a.m. news right now. So if you want to give a lasting thought with our listeners, you have about 15 seconds to do so.
All right, great. Thank you so much for having us, Kathy. And I just want to say to our listeners, please come out November 30th, 6 p.m., December 1, 6 p.m. Awesome time awaits you. And Christ is the reason for the season. But it's a great show all together. So we hope to see you at the Lions Center. on those days. Thank you so much for having us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning, Claudine. And I hope it's going to be a very successful event. The Singing Christmas Tree, it starts November 30th, and the next show is on Sunday, December 1st, 6 p.m. at the Lions Center. If people want more information, where can they find it?
We are on social media, so you search for the First Assembly of God or search singingchristmastree.ky on Facebook and Instagram. You get more information there, or call the number that I just mentioned, 547-4924.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us, and let's go to the 8 a.m. news.
Radio Cayman time check is now 8:01. This time check brought to you by our friends at Foster's.
Get ready to savor the season this Thanksgiving with Foster's.
Say goodbye to the stress of cooking and hello to a delicious holiday feast. Choose your main from 12-hour smoked pork, oven-roasted turkey, or maple glazed ham. Then mix and match your sides with options like scalloped potatoes, mac and cheese, steamed herb vegetables, and more.
And don't forget the dessert. Choose from a selection of mouth-watering pies.
All from just $94.99. Order online at fosters.ky or in-store.
This Thanksgiving, savor the season with Foster's.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
I'm April Cummings with your latest news. A crash last night in Breakers involving at least 2 vehicles sent several people to the hospital. Police, fire, and emergency services attended the scene. Video online showed what appeared to be a public bus involved in the crash. A security guard at a commercial plaza was robbed early Wednesday morning. Police say a group wearing hoodies and masks reportedly attacked the guard, taking his phone and other items. This all happened around 2:30 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Police responded to the report at the commercial plaza on West Bay Road, just north of Snooze Lane. As they responded to the incident, they discovered a jewelry store at the same location had been broken into and items taken. Police say they're aware there's video footage circulating on social media that shows 4 masked men carrying out the burglary. Both matters are under investigation, and if you have information, you're asked to contact Georgetown CID at 949-4222. Anonymous tips can be made to the confidential police tip line at 949-7777 or to the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service website. Deputy Governor the Honorable Franz Manderson is expressing heartfelt thanks to Premier Juliana O'Connor-Conley and her government for agreeing to a one-time honorarium payment to each civil servant and employees of the wider public service in December 2024. Radio Cayman's Jevi Ebanks reports.
The head of the civil service says this payment is in recognition of the diligence and hard work displayed by public servants, particularly during the preparations and response to Hurricane Rafael. Mr. Manderson highlighted, amongst other things, the significant contributions made by senior leaders and their teams, who achieved HR savings of $25 million within the core civil service over the first 7 months of 2024. These savings, he said, made the honorarium and cost of living adjustment possible. He urged all civil servants to continue delivering their best, emphasizing that the government and the country deserves no less. Furthermore, he says the Premier's announcement that the minimum salary for civil servants will be set at $3,000 per month from January 2025 was welcomed. The adjustment is intended to help lower-paid civil servants better meet their personal and family obligations while serving the country. Mr. Manderson thanked the Premier and government for their support and expressed gratitude to each civil servant for their continued diligence and productivity, pledging ongoing service to the government in its efforts to improve the lives of the people of the Cayman Islands. Jevi Ebanks, Radio Cayman News.
The announcement of the honorarium came on Radio Cayman's For the Record Friday morning. A local bank donates 50 trees to the National Trust for the Cayman Islands to restore dry forest habitat along Malportis Pond Bird Sanctuary in Northside. Cayman National senior leadership team joined National Trust staff, as well as representatives from the Ministry of Sustainability and Climate Resiliency, to plant a selection of native trees which produce fruit and flowers that attract birds. The trees will form the entrance to 5 acres of land that the National Trust acquired in 2019 adjacent to Malportis Pond, which is a birding hotspot for local and migratory birds, including herons, ducks, and the famous flamingo visitor from earlier this year. Cayman National is donating the 50 trees as part of its 50th anniversary celebrations this year. That is your local news. I'm April Cummings. Now to the BBC for stories making headlines around the world.
BBC News with Danielle Yawowiecka. 35 people have been killed when a car drove into a group of people in the city of Zhuhai in southern China. More than 40 were injured. A 62-year-old man has been arrested, but the reasons behind the incident aren't known. The UN Secretary-General says poorer countries mustn't leave this year's climate change meeting empty-handed. Antonio Guterres called on the summit to agree on a deal on how to finance climate action. A court in the Netherlands has thrown out a ruling that the gas and oil giant Shell cut its greenhouse gas emissions. The company had argued it had already taken remedial measures and shouldn't be singled out. The Israeli army has announced the opening of a new aid crossing into Gaza. It comes as a US deadline demanding the improvement of humanitarian conditions is due to expire. There's been a series of Israeli airstrikes on southern Beirut. The military said the targets were Hezbollah facilities. The strikes were the first on the Lebanese capital in 3 days. Germany is holding early elections on the 23rd of February. The main parties agreed on the date after the three-party coalition collapsed following disagreements over the budget. Increasing levels of pollution have led to more school closures in the Pakistani province of Punjab. The air quality index in the capital Lahore is more than 70 times higher than the recommended pollution limit. A study suggests that attaching strip lights to the bottoms of surfboards could help prevent great white shark attacks. The lights distort the image the fish perceive, making the surfer look less like a target. BBC World News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin are the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Hi, Corinne. How are you doing, dear?
Hello, Gina. I am not too good. I can't seem to get on top of my health issues.
I'm so sorry to hear this. Have you been to the Light Room? I understand they're getting remarkable results with all sorts of physical and mental issues.
What is the Light Room?
It is a self-healing sanctuary that uses clinically proven multi-bio-energy fields and frequencies, including light and sound, to bring the body, mind, and spirit into balance. You simply go in, lie down, and relax, and your body synchronizes with the frequencies. It charges up the cellular voltage, brings left and right brain into balance. Simply put, it provides the body with the right environment to heal itself. No side effects or contraindication.
It sounds exactly like what I need. Where is it located?
They're located at 38 Pasadora Place. You can book online at www.thelightroom.ky or call 938-HEAL, 938-4325.
The Lions Club of Grand Cayman is proud to continue to serve our island community. During the last Lionistic year, they successfully carried out community projects like the Prostate and Colon Cancer Awareness Campaign, sight screenings, spelling bees, swim meets, and their community food pantry. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman looks forward to continuing their service during the 2024-2025 Lionistic year and for many more years to come. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, where there's a need, there's a lion, serving the community for over 50 years.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Just about 11 minutes after 8 o'clock, let's take a look at your latest weather. Compliments of our friends at CG Britcay. Nice and sunny on the outside with some partial cloud cover. Temperature is about 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are out of the north at 6 miles per hour. Relative humidity 91%. The barometric pressure is at 29.83 inches and dropping. Last night's low temperature was at 80 degrees Fahrenheit. A weak pressure gradient over the northwest Caribbean is supporting light winds and slight seas across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours. And the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida has indicated an area over the southwestern Caribbean that has a 70% chance of development over the next 7 days. The Cayman Islands National Weather Service is monitoring this area. Our forecast for today, partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of the afternoon shower. Temperatures will rise to the upper 80s. Winds will be light and variable. Seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Later tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the upper 70s. Winds will be light and variable. Seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. We're in a high tide. Low tide will be at 1:11 this afternoon. High again at 6:38 this evening. And the outlook is for moderate to fresh northeasterly winds along with moderate to rough seas from Wednesday morning as a high pressure system builds over the eastern United States. A small craft advisory is expected to be in effect for Wednesday onwards. An increase in cloudiness and showers are also expected from Wednesday afternoon as a tropical wave moves over the western Caribbean. And that, my friends, is your latest weather update.
We were set to battle, and your Aunt Angie was leading the pack when...
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with car damage?
Oh, right. Well, long story long. I took down the assassins and wound up inventing a new form of mixed martial arts. I became an international champion until one sore loser karate kicked my car. But I was covered with CG.
Covered for malicious damage and more. CG Britcay. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
The Ministry of Labor, Border Control and Culture is pleased to announce the return of District Days during this year's Pirates Week Festival. From the 11th through the 15th of November, we embark on a journey across Grand Cayman, stopping in each district to explore what makes them unique. From fried fish in East End to lively quadrille dancing in West Bay. On the 27th of November, we set sail to Kimmenbrack, and finally, on the 30th of November, we finish our journey in Little Cayman. Visit our website, piratesweek.com, for more information.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That unlike the no-gets. Ours are handmade using 100% white meat, unlike the no-gets. At KFC, we hand-bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Well, once again, good morning to you, my friends. Let's take a look at the traffic situation. Looking at the east-west arterial, where the new Tim Hortons is. Traffic's flowing smoothly until getting to the Red Bay roundabout. Yes, you'll run into some traffic there as you continue to mosey along. Some getting into lanes to head through South Sound, those continuing on to getting to the CFC roundabouts. That camera seems to be out at the moment, but I believe traffic, oh yes, there we go, come back up. Traffic is moving along the Lidford Pearson and on Crew Road as well. Slow moving traffic. Look out for those on bicycles, scooters and motorbikes making their way into town as well. And also looking at Bobby Thompson Way, lots of traffic there in the northward bound lane, getting past the traffic lights. Holder Avenue seeing lots of traffic as well, feeding up to the CNB roundabouts and then starts to disperse as you make your way around. Butterfield roundabout seeing similar amount of traffic as well at this time of the morning as soon as the camera swings over. And of course some traffic still coming off the Esley Tibbetts. Eastward bound traffic towards Dorsey Drive. Yes, lots of traffic there as well, and similar northward bound traffic. In Georgetown itself, Eastern Avenue, Shedden Road, main roads taking in traffic. Seems to be flowing smoothly. Those going through South Sound will still experience traffic, especially along South Church Streets, getting closer to Seafarers Way and along Walkers Road as well, heading in a northern direction. One cruise ship is in port, so we will see some visitors ashore along Seafarers Way and the inner streets of the Georgetown area. West Bay, traffic flowing into Georgetown, going smooth as ever on the West Bay Road, similar with traffic heading up to West Bay as well. Got light traffic along in North Side, East End, Savannah, Bodden Town, as the majority of traffic made their way into the Georgetown area. Cayman Brock, Lil Cayman, how you doing this morning time? Very light traffic on your side. Buckle up and stay safe. That's your latest traffic report.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. And in the second segment, I want to say we're supposed to be talking with the National Drug Council, but they didn't show up. So we're not going to be having a chat with the National Drug Council. What happened to you guys? I hope you got a good explanation for me this morning. I hope everything's okay. And I hope, I hope you're safe on the road this morning. So no segment from the National Drug Council. Hope to hear from them as to why not. So in saying that, we could do open line. If you give me a call, if you don't give me a call, we're just going to go straight to music. The numbers to call are 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, and you can WhatsApp message or WhatsApp call us at 925-3261. At the very beginning of the show, I did mention that Pirates Week had kicked off from last week, or really the weekend, really kind of Friday. And we had the big festivities going on in town on Saturday, and a bit of a landing. We didn't have the parade that we're all so used to. And I think it's a big plea from everybody out there. We want the parade back. We want the parade back. This has been something people have been saying on all sorts of social media channels. We love what's going on, but just bring the parade back. Today is the district day for North Side, so Tuesday, the 12th of November, North Side. It's going to be at Old Man Bay Dock. Performing live is going to be the J.R. Douglas Band. And tomorrow, East End has its Heritage Day as well, and that's going to be at the East End Heritage Side, and you're going to get a live performance from the band Heat. On Thursday, you got West Bay's Heritage Day, and that's going to have a live performance as well from Black Beat Boys, and that's going to be held at the West Bay Heritage Site. And on Friday, we got Bodden Town, and that's going to be held at Nurse Josie's Center, and it's going to be featuring a performance from Impulse Band. So those are the district days going on this week. Today being Northside, tomorrow being East End, Thursday West Bay, Friday is Bodden Town, and then on Saturday the 16th, we have the Fete finale, and there's going to be a Pirates Week pop-up exhibit pretty much all day, kind of all day long, halfway through the day, 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then there's going to be the Food Festival and the Heritage Village again on Cardinal Avenue, and that's going to be 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. And we have fireworks. So before I said fireworks are nightly at 8:30, but the Fete finale night for the Saturday, November 16th, the fireworks are going to start at 7 p.m. And then from 7:15 to 11:45 p.m. on Saturday night, it's going to be a big night of music. We're going to be having Bunji Garlin if you love soca, and I know a lot of you out there love soca. We're going to be having a performance from Bunji Garlin. We're going to be featuring one of my favorite DJs, which is DJ Puffy. We're going to be also featuring local DJs. We got Sound Revolution and Selecta Renegade. So that's going to be the Friday night Fete finale for Pirates Week. Also happening on, did I say Friday? That's Saturday night Fete finale for Pirates Week. It just sounded good. The alliteration of all the F's sounded good. So I do want to say that also on Saturday, November 16th, our Miss Universe Cayman Islands, Miss Reagan Ruddy, is also going to be competing in the, I think it's the 73rd Miss Universe competition. It's going to be this Saturday, Mexico City, Mexico. So my favorite girl out there right now, Miss Reagan Ruddy, is going to be doing her big performance for Miss Universe on Saturday night as well. So if you are staying home and you're not going to go to the Fete finale, take the time to go support Reagan on her Miss Universe big night of competition. I do think we have a caller. Is that right, Paul? All right. Let's take the call. Good morning. Thanks for calling the Business Buzz.
Hi, this is Andrea from Cool Out. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. We're super excited about what's happening this week. Pirates Week, of course, but we also had Cool Out.
Okay, Andrea. Cool Out was a big festival last year, the inaugural, I guess you want to say festival. So this year's the second year for Cool Out.
It is.
What's happening? I don't even know the dates of it, so tell us what's happening with it.
Thanks. It actually is going to start on Thursday with a fabulous welcome show, and it's going to be at the Hartwell, 7 p.m., and the welcome show is going to be fantastic. It really is a nod to the Cayman Islands heritage. It starts with Barefoot Man and a country music legend, Keith Fidel. Then goes into Stuart Wilson, who's going to wow everybody with his Caribbean vibe. Madame Narosa is like the new generation of swanky.
She knows I'm a fan of her.
Oh, she's fantastic. She's from Cayman Brac too. I don't know if people know that. She's fantastic.
I don't think I remember. I know I interviewed her last year, but I don't remember if she was from the Brac.
Yeah, she is absolutely from the Brac. She's doing fantastic. Sorry, I just ran up the stairs.
I can tell you're moving around a little bit. I missed the country star that you named. You said there was a big country star coming.
Yes, he is the producer for Alan Jackson, George Strait, Zach Brown. He's got 55 #1 Billboard country hits. He's amazing, but what's even more amazing is even though he's based out of Nashville, he's been coming to the Cayman Islands for over 40 years. So he knows Cayman inside and out, and he's good friends with the Barefoot Man and many other the country artists here. So a lot of people will know him. And he's just fantastic. He's going to talk about his hits. He's going to sing. He's going to sing with George. The Barefoot Man is going to be really, really great.
And I know you have some workshops for Caymanian musicians, correct?
Yes. We start with the actual Cool Out event is a conference.
Right.
It's based on conferences that you have around the world. NEDM, South by Southwest, Canadian Music Week. These are all huge, huge industry conferences.
Right.
So it's based on that. We were really lucky to get it because what happened was NEDM was canceled during COVID. So the International Association of Entertainment Lawyers was looking for a new home.
Mm-hmm.
And I put up my hand and said, come to Cayman. And they said, yes. And so that's how it all started. But with the conferences, where the business people get together, that's on Friday. On Saturday, all of those experts that were there on Friday doing business deals come back and do sessions for the artists, the emerging artists, anybody who's an aspiring filmmaker, an aspiring artist, an aspiring musician, singer-songwriter, video gamer. All of these people are coming in from LA, New York, Seoul, Amsterdam, London.
All around, all around the world.
All around the world.
But for our musicians, our younger musicians that are looking to get some guidance, whether it's a songwriting workshop, I believe Rick Rock, which everybody's very familiar with, Rick Rock and K-Man, and around the world, over 10 million records sold, I believe it was with It Wasn't Me, the hit that he has with Shaggy. That's huge. People are not doing those numbers at all anymore. I believe he led a songwriting workshop last year. So is there anything kind of similar with workshops where K-Mani musicians can learn something?
Absolutely. And the beautiful thing is that Rick Rock, Ricky Dusant, did the songwriting workshop with Andre Alexander from the Songwriters of North America, who's a USC professor. And Andre is coming back. So he is going to do another songwriting workshop, actually 3 of them in a row, on Saturday. He's just fantastic. But this year, hopefully you'll see Rick Rock. I know he's really busy, hopefully with his next hit.
Mm-hmm.
Jason J.G. Gilbert is going to be pairing up with Andre Alexander to do this workshop.
Oh, wonderful.
And just as we have this amazing star in Rick Rock in the Cayman Islands, JG is our hidden treasure. He's got a Grammy in his back pocket.
Oh, he's not a hidden treasure, Andrea. We know about JG. He's definitely our Grammy winner, so it's really good to hear that he's going to be holding a workshop as well. If people want to sign up for this workshop, how do they go about doing so?
Well, they can go to the website. It's cool-out.com and go to the workshop. Anybody who signs up for the workshops will automatically be included in the Spotlight Luncheon, where we're going to recognize the over 50 years of creation and performance of Barefoot Man. Last year, the year before, I can't remember which. Okay, we recognized Delroy Bodden as a visionary and a artistic gem of the Cayman Islands. So this year we're recognizing Barefoot Man. So that starts at 11:30. Then at 1:30 we start the workshop. They go to 4 p.m. There's everything from the songwriting workshop to learning all about how AI, blockchain, all of the new technology can help you become rich, essentially.
Hopefully.
And you don't have to leave. You can be in the Cayman Islands and do it all on the blockchain, which is fantastic. But I would just want to mention one other thing, because one of the things that JG is doing is at between 11 o'clock and 1 p.m. before the workshop, he's going to have students from the Jason Gilbert Music School performing at Camana Bay at the Buster's Corner at Loco, right there, right on the
Okay.
there.
Nice.
And so that's going to be really exciting. So I really encourage everybody to go out and watch these young musicians, because they're so good. But those young musicians are going to go straight from there to the workshop.
We got to wrap up right now, Andrea. So thank you very much for your call. I want to remind people that the website that they can go to is www.cool-out.com. So if people want to get tickets, I believe tickets should be there available for the conference, the different events, the workshops. You can check out the whole lineup and what's going on with the Cool Out Festival. It's the second year for this festival. It's a big music conference, and they're trying to build it up, so the support is definitely needed, and it's a great thing for our local musicians. Thank you, Andrea, for your call, and for being able to get this information out while we had a little gap here in the Business Buzz. And we're going to go to a commercial break right now. And when we come back, we are now joined by the National Drug Council.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
When it comes to keeping the office spotless, we rely on JGP Janitorial. With over 20 years of experience in office and business cleaning, they understand what it takes to maintain a professional environment.
Reliable, efficient, and priced right. GJP Janitorial is the smart choice for any business. For a free quote, call GJP Janitorial 548-1221. GJP Janitorial. Lose the mop. They'll clean the slop. That's 548-1221. Keep your business shining.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. So I said we weren't going to have the second segment of the Business Buzz, but then the National Drug Council, they came. We're going to blame traffic. We're going to blame traffic on that one. So from the National Drug Council, I have Program Manager Angela Seeley. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm great. Thank you.
Thank you for making to Radio Cayman this morning. We appreciate
it. It's a pleasure to be here after a nice long weekend.
Right. And not long enough. I was so looking forward to the long weekend. And then yesterday I was like, no, I need another week. I was grateful for the day, but I definitely could take a bit of a longer time for sure. I'm sure all of us.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.
Great.
Now we're talking about the Arrive Alive 345 campaign.
Yes. Could you believe it's here already? Normally we launch the campaign December 1.
Yes.
And this year we've launched the campaign October 1.
So why? Why the change?
Well, we've recognized, and I think everyone can agree, that we have to kind of embed into persons or help change that mindset about being responsible, and that yes, we start partying, we start the festive seasons quite early. So the whole notion about introducing from October 1 was really to capture
as we're
Pirates
really
Week,
gala season,
all the seasons, everything, conferences, things are happening.
Yeah.
And basically, it was really to start getting that message out there about just being responsible, So we are in partnership with the Cayman Compass, and they have already started running quite a few ads in the paper. So that was kind of our first approach to trying to get the message out there and kind of getting people at the mindset that, okay, I need to plan. I'm planning for a big do, but I need to plan to have a designated driver. I need to know, ahead of time. So kind of putting that all into the schedule of planning for the holiday season so that we can be safe.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And I do like that it starts a little earlier as opposed to December 1st, because those who listen to me enough know that I have a saying that I like to throw out there every once in a while, and it's repetition is the mother of skill.
And I think so.
And so the more often you do something just the way, the better and better and better you get at it. You'll be very skillful at it the more you do something. And it's the more we kind of hear a message or see something, the more kind of ingrained it becomes in us. And more of a natural kind of instinct or reaction to something. So knowing that, okay, hey, I've heard this message quite a few times, and I know what my options are when it comes to the whole idea of Arrive Alive 345.
Yeah.
So tell us what this campaign is about.
Okay, so over the years, the campaign is approximately 24 years old. So we've been out there for quite a while.
Yeah.
And it's about bringing awareness to Grand Cayman, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman. So Caymanians on a whole, to our community. And we have 3 components of that campaign, and that is the designated driver. So it's all about thinking about, what do I do? Get someone to make sure that I'm safe and so forth. And then we have the actual Arrive Alive, which is December 31st, the night of. So we make sure we have buses out there. Last year we had 18 buses throughout Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac. And basically the transportation is free, and it can take you from West Bay right to East End if you want to. So if you kind of go on our website around mid-December, you would see all the various routes on that.
Is that the National Drug Council website?
Yes, it is on the National Drug Council's website. And we partner with the Cayman Compass. Right. So they put a big ad constantly throughout the month of December, just advertising the routes. Mm-hmm. And then we have the pledge. So we go out there and we kind of encourage people again, hey, you know, pledge to be a designated driver, pledge to be responsible, pledge. So it's about getting the message out there as early as possible. And as you say, if you hear it enough, something might eventually click.
Well, I hope so. Yeah, it just remembering that it's, you know, it's there. There's one taxi company in Cayman who I always call because that number is exactly the same throughout.
Right.
And I only had to know that a couple times to always keep that in my mind. That's who I'm calling whether it's the airport, wherever I'm going, that is the one that I call. It was just a number that I would constantly see. And of course, it's very easy to remember. It's just one number I needed to remember. But,
and I mean, during the month of December, you will see a sea of purple flags that will say 345 Arrive Alive. 345, and I want to say this, is the Cayman area code. We've been told that a lot of people do not know what the 345 is.
No way.
So I want to say that the 345 is Cayman Arrive Alive.
I don't believe you that people don't know that that's our area code.
Normally after all the campaigns, we do an evaluation, and we kind of get that feedback. Like people see the flags 345 and they're not sure what 345 is.
What?
So we want to say
these are adults?
345 is the area code for the Cayman Islands.
I'm really worried for adults out there if they did not know that that's our area code. But okay, well you learn something every day that you think is quite obvious, but there it is. Yeah. How many buses did you say you had last year?
So last year we had 18 buses. This year we will also have 18 buses. And the buses start, well, you can take a bus from as far as Bosun Bay and go right to East End. Yeah.
Do they take you directly to your door, like your gate?
No, that's well, we're working on that. If we can continue to build on our sponsorship and kind of have more of a partnership with other entities, that is our goal, to be able to kind of go on the inner roads. I guess 20 something years ago, we had a lot of people probably living just on those outskirts. Right. But now, yes, so we're saying you have to plan. So I use the example. So we do the main roads, and if you live down, I don't know, Marina Drive, you would think twice because the bus isn't going down Marina Drive. So you have to kind of have a plan.
And that's a long
right? And that would be kind of a long walk but we're saying if you plan ahead of time, you know, but our goal would be eventually to kind of start getting some transportation down in the inner roads.
Okay, so it'll take you to a drop-off point, basically.
Yes.
So is it more than kind of one drop-off point in each district, or?
Well, what we've done is we've kind of looped the services, so you can take a bus, and there's a various loops, so you can, let's say, go from Bosun Bay to maybe the four-way stop, take that bus that will then take you onto the 7-mile strip, take another loop at Cayman Bay that will take you further down to town.
Oh, there's different loops.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah. So there are like 18 different loops.
Oh, there's 18 different
so
loops.
So you can loop yourself
Gotcha.
Right from one end of the island to the other end of the island.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can have no reason to use your transportation. You can literally move around, and it's free for everybody. right? And it's not just about driving, it's about moving people safely. It's not that I'm going to drink, so I need to take. It's
Oh,
about
it's less
moving
traffic.
people safely, right?
When we know there's tons of traffic.
Yes.
During the holidays, especially those Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights,
Right.
come end of November, that
Yes.
traffic gets insane because of all the different Christmas parties going on, the holiday parties, and then with New Year's.
And seven
we
that
know
night,
that too. Yeah.
that strip, you know, everyone's
Very
doing
busy.
fireworks. So
Everywhere it's
everybody's busy. Every movement
If you're
is
like
busy.
me, you're late all the time. So there's the lateness and the rushing of trying to get somewhere. So the convenience of somebody's taking care of your transportation. You don't have to stress while you're in the car driving. Am I going to get there? It's being taken care of. It's okay. You're going to arrive safely. And you're
we
going to
would
get home safely.
Say while we don't totally have control, we try to make sure that you would see a bus at least every 15 to 20 minutes.
Ah, that was going to be my next question. Okay.
So,
That's pretty good.
It's not too bad.
15 to 20 minutes is good.
You know, there's no real need to rush. It's about, you know, taking your time and kind of enjoying yourself along the way. So I would say there will be traffic, obviously, but we would say about a 15 to 20 minute wait. You will see a bus with a purple glowing light on the top, and you just wave it down and the bus will stop.
Now, for those buses, are they particularly for December 31st?
Right now, yes.
Okay.
Those buses are just for December 31st, but we will be out in the community just kind of encourage and reminding persons. By the probably beginning of December, we will put out quite a number of flags throughout the island. And then again, that is just a kind of a reminder, just kind of getting everybody into that notion of, okay, I need to plan.
Right.
Right. It's about planning.
Okay, I like this. I think I was going to say we got to go to a commercial break, but I was wrong. My eyes deceive me out there. When it comes to the community partnerships, because I'm assuming the NDC does not have 18 buses, right? So when it comes to the community partnerships and making sure everything happens, who does the NDC partner with to ensure the success of this campaign?
We have a very strong partnership over the years with the Cayman Compass, and they really get involved in terms of bringing in sponsorship. So if anybody would like to sponsor this initiative, I would ask that you reach out to Cayman Compass, or you can reach us at on our website www.ndc.ky or education@ndc.ky. So, and then we obviously work in partnership, a very close partnership with the police force.
Right.
And that is really, you know, a really important. So they also ensure that, you know, the buses can move as safely as possible.
Do you do cross-marketing with the RCIPS at all? Like, do they end up putting their own Arrive Alive campaign out as well?
No.
Okay,
no,
okay.
We kind of just support each other. Okay. Yeah, make sure that
I might encourage them this week when I have them on the business bus to...
anything just to kind of change that whole mindset, you know. We understand obviously over the years that people just don't party and move around only in December, but if we can, you know, get more sponsorship and work closely with other entities, we would be quite willing to look at how can we probably do this initiative when there are those concerts and various, you know, high-end activities where a lot of people, Bata Banu, K-Mass, those kind of, you know, activities. It just helps us to feel a lot more comfortable and safe that, you know, we can move around freely and not have to worry about transportation. We have so many other things to worry about if that is taken care of, and that is a big piece.
That's a huge piece, and I agree. And it's, you have to be responsible for yourself when you're on the road, but that's one thing. But then it's keeping in mind other drivers. So you're not just protecting kind of yourself when you're driving, you have to be very aware of what the other drivers are doing out there. And on the highly festive occasions, we can't guarantee that everybody's going to be 100% sober behind the wheel.
Exactly.
And just realizing that kind of heightens anxiety a little bit at times. So if you can go in safe transportation. To me, buses are a little bit more stronger, sturdier than perhaps my car would be. So if you're going to hit a bus, that's a bad idea. Your car might not fare very well.
Right.
But it's to me all the more reason to embark on this kind of opportunity that NDC is offering with the Arrive Alive campaign and be able to take those buses on New Year's Eve. Now, that's a New Year's Eve kind of assistance to make sure that you're going to be partying safely. You can get home safely to your destination and then to your home safely. But what about in these weeks here leading up to Christmas, leading up to New Year's? The campaign started October 1st. So what do you want this campaign to teach people in these first couple months before we really hit New Year's Eve? Because they're not going to be able to use the buses until New Year's Eve, right?
They're not going to be able to use the buses, but leading up, we want you to start thinking about that whole designated driver plan, you know. It's about planning, and I keep repeating myself about the whole planning thing. You have to have a plan, right? So leading up to the Purple Ribbon aspect of the campaign, we want to get out there and say, okay, I'm going out. You may not be driving, but just ensure that you have someone who's already committed to the whole notion that it's my turn to be the responsible person and get everyone home safe. So I will not drive. I will not drink.
You will not drink, right?
Tonight.
Yeah.
I will be the designated driver. You will eventually see quite a number of purple key rings floating around the island, and that basically is your kind of tag to show if you go to a bar that, hey, I am the designated driver. So if you show this purple key ring, that will kind of give the servers the indication that don't serve me any alcohol because I have made the commitment to be the driver.
One, the driver should already know not to be asking for any.
Right.
But it does at least keep the server aware.
Right. And I think it's just, just trying to change that whole mindset that we have on island in terms of, okay, we're going out. One drink is
okay.
Is okay. And when we think of, the whole change of the alcohol rate, which is now 0.07.
Oh, don't ask me what the blood alcohol
it was
rate
10,
is.
and
I can't remember. It did go.
It went down.
It's more strict now. For sure.
Right, yeah. So we just want persons to understand that basically it's not just about having one drink. It's about your whole body size and how often do you drink or don't drink or whatever.
How much food do you have in you?
Just how much food you have.
A lot of factors.
Yeah.
We got to go to a commercial break, but when we come back, we'll continue our discussion.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
For the Health of It, heard on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and repeated on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m., is brought to you by The Light Room. Tired of being unwell and struggling to find the energy and vitality to live the life you desire? Come get recharged from the inside out at The Light Room. Our non-invasive, holistic energy enhancement system detoxifies and energizes the body, enabling self-healing and balance. Book online at www.thelightroom.ky or call 938-HEAL, 38 Pasadora Place, GT.
Hey, did you register to vote yet? The final registration deadline to vote in the 2025 general elections will be the 1st of January, 2025. Go to elections.ky to download your registration form. Once you've filled it out, take the form and the originals of all your required documents to the elections office. They're located on West Bay Road in Baytown Office Suites. Or you can even email it to them. Register to vote by January 1st, 2025. For more information, visit visit elections.ky, call 949-8047, or email office@elections.ky. Your vote is your voice. Make it count.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are talking with Angela Seeley, Program Manager from the National Drug Council. We are talking about the Arrive Alive campaign, and Angela taught me something this morning because I had no idea that, I think she said it's 34 years old? 34 or 24?
24.
24 years old. That's a long time. I didn't know that. I thought it was something like 5-6 years old or so.
No, it's been right.
Wow.
So I'm not sure how. We started with a small amount of buses, and obviously we've continued to build. And as I said earlier, once we can incorporate more sponsors, then obviously we can kind of look at the campaign, but not just about building, like putting buses on the road, just ensuring we find different approaches to keep people safe and keep them moving around safe.
Yes.
I think the uniqueness of Cayman is that we do also cater to tourists, and they're here for a short time, and it's also about getting that message out to tourists to let them know the buses are there for them. If they see a purple on top of the thing, just wave it down and they can jump in. And as I said
there has to be some
earlier,
hotel partnerships involved there.
we
as well,
will be
then.
stop at all the hotel routes, so that's kind of drive in, drive out. We do get that message out to the hotels that we do provide that service. So over the years, there is that awareness. They can go to various restaurants, various bars. Generally, the buses will start to run as early as probably 9-10 o'clock. And we will run the buses till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so they can move around all from early, so they can start off having early dinner.
Right.
For
like
those
that.
people who come out very early, a bus, that transportation or that service is there. And for those who come out later and stay later, the service is there.
You know who that could work great with, especially the ones that go out a little earlier, because you have a lot of families that go to Camana Bay for dinner, and the fireworks that happen there, because the fireworks happen quite early in the evening, so they don't happen at midnight. Maybe they do happen again at midnight, but I know they happen earlier.
Right, so I know they do happen. One year they happened, there were 2 displays earlier and a late. And we've had persons who are going to church, they get on the bus and get to church at 12 o'clock. They're back on the bus and they're either going to visit the fireworks or they're heading home.
I have a question. So I know that there's certain drop-off locations, right? I get pick-up and drop-off locations. But if we're on the bus, because you know how the public bus transportation works, and if I just want to stop at an exact point on the road, I can say driver, and he knows to stop right then and there. These ones will as well.
They
Okay,
will stop.
perfect.
So there's no bus stop per se, so you can wave the bus down. You can kind of, once it's safe, get on and get off. We serve water on the bus, so if you're dehydrated or not dehydrated, there's water is there. So we look at as many ways to keep people hydrated, keep them safe as possible.
Now, you said it a couple times earlier that you're trying to change the mindset of people.
Yeah.
So what do you think that current mindset is right now when it comes to how a majority of society will approach drinking and driving?
Well, and I think I speak from a Caribbean on a whole, and it is that whole thing is we can drink, we can drive, we've been doing it for so long, all is well. But it's the notion of understanding that how we behave in our actions is also a demonstration to how our children will behave and their actions. So that whole mindset is about taking the concept of drinking and looking at it different, having conversations with your family, sitting down and having a plan, our teenagers.
Back to the plan.
Back to the plan. You know, I keep saying we plan for a lot of things, so we need to incorporate that into that whole routine of planning. So it is about, you know, okay, where am I going to drink? Maybe even, you know, how am I going to drink? What am I going to drink? All those things are preparation for the big activity. You don't, you
Until
know,
we start drinking, and then
so if you don't have a plan,
that
and you
plan might have
start
gone out the
drinking,
window.
you know.
Another one arises.
So some people don't have a plan, and you go to a bar or you
The
go for
Business Buzz
dinner.
is
You
proudly
have one
sponsored.
drink. You might start off with, I don't know, wine, and then you go to spirits, and then you go to something else.
Bad idea.
Which is probably a very, very bad idea.
I forget the saying, but something like wine before liquor, you'll get even sicker.
You
It's
know.
either wine before or wine after. This is why it's bad for me. I'm just like, just don't even do it. Well, I stopped anyways. I'm like
Yeah.
4 years no alcohol, but I used to be that person that would get behind the wheel, very impaired.
Yes.
And I can say that now because now I'm safe. But looking back,
Yeah.
terrible decisions.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible decisions.
And
And I can see such the difference.
Right.
And but my thing now is when I know my friends are going out or it's New Year's Eve or whatever it might be, I'm like, please just call me. Doesn't matter. I will come and get you.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. This island is pretty small. It's not like I'm driving an hour and a half to come and pick you up to drive you another 45 minutes out of the way. It's not that.
And they're the kind of plans we're talking about. You know, if you
That's a good
don't have a
one.
designated driver,
Who can you rely on?
Rely on someone. Say you're not out tonight. Can I rely on you to pick me up?
What do you think some of either the barriers or the hesitations to plan for a designated driver are? Do you think it's just innate, like, oh, you know what?
I just don't want to be bothered, or, you know, I can make it. I think
won't
you hear
drink
the
much.
myths about my car will get me home.
Oh.
You know, I won't drink that much, you know. And if you're out with friends and you have a friend who, you know, you've partied with the most of the night and you've recognized that they've had quite a number of drinks, take their keys. I mean, don't let them get behind that wheel.
That could be hard too. I used to be highly combative in that sense. That could be hard too.
Yes,
So it's,
yeah, you know,
it can be a hard one, but
or
it's important.
the other thing is, you know, I know we do have a training for servers in terms of the tips training, but ask the waiter or the waitress not to serve any more drinks or slow the drinks down. But you know, so again, it's about taking responsibility for
Right.
each other. You know,
I think that's the big point is being accountable. And it really just starts with you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
especially when you know you do have a little too much, you're not just responsible for yourself out there. It's everybody else. And I'm speaking from my own experience, everybody.
Right.
So
Yeah, you know.
when it comes to the success of these campaigns, of the Arrive Alive campaign, what have you seen throughout the year? And is there any kind of statistics or numbers you can share with us?
Well, last year we were quite pleased with numbers. We had approximately 5,000 people drive the buses.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So we've seen the numbers grow from year to year. So we take that statistic as our gauge that we've moved quite a number of persons, obviously. So we use that as a gauge. So if we could kind of get more,
Hoping
if
to
we
get
could
more
go
than
up another 1,000 people this year, it would be amazing.
Okay, that is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And
And then about, you know, trying to continuously understand where people party. You know, there are lots of persons now who party down on the beaches and, you know, making sure that those routes kind of cover the areas. And
do you get feedback and input from either
Yeah.
people who have participated in the buses in the past or
we get feedback. We obviously partner with a company. We get feedback from the drivers. We do a kind of little survey out there from the bars. So we try to collect as much information to help us grow from year to year.
Okay. And how would you want to grow?
I think one of the pieces I would like to see, and obviously again it's about sponsorship and kind of partnering very early, is how do we get people almost to their door, if not to their door?
We mentioned that earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be a great.
That would be, at least even if we started off with some of the main areas where we can actually get people closer to home. Yeah. I think that would be a huge success. Some people may say, okay, if I park my car and then take the bus and then get back in my car, even if it's 100 yards, you're in your car. And that could cause still a lot of concern.
And I think, I don't have the stats in front of me, but from what I understand, reading about stats in the past, is that those accidents often happen very, very close to your home.
Yeah. So that is something we would like to see as more in the future then.
We have to wrap up, so if there's any lasting thoughts you want our listeners to leave with, now's the time to leave it.
Well, I do want to, first of all, I know it seems very far away, but time travels, so we want to wish everyone a very safe and happy holiday season. We want you to consider all that was said this morning. Be responsible. Make sure you have a plan. Make sure you have a designated driver. Be your friend's best friend. Take their keys, encourage them not to drink. But if you require more information, you can reach us at ndc.ky, sorry. If you want to, in terms of bars or restaurants, train your staff about responsible driving, responsible serving and drinking, you can reach us at education@ndc.ky.
Okay, wonderful. So for those bus routes and schedule, ndc.ky.
Right.
To get in touch with anything else, just check them out at ndc.ky. Right. Thank you so much for joining
and
us
just
this morning.
To say, the bus routes will be seen in the compass.
As well, yes.
As well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And 'tis the season, everybody. And as Angela said, start planning. Start planning from now, because that time is going to pass real fast.
Exactly.
Have a great Tuesday morning, everyone. And we'll be back on Thursday with the Business Buzz.
The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And by JGP Janitorial. Lose the mop, they'll clean